Welcome back to the IHSA TV network. Darius Joshua and the coach Mark Lindo getting you ready for tip-off in our second 2A semifinal. Benton and Byron will be the team stepping out on the court. Both these teams over 60 wins, just 5 losses combined.
Yeah, two excellent teams. North, Byron. South, Benton. We'll have a little bit of war here today. For Byron, they're going to play a 1-2-2 ball press. That's important because can Benton Rangers get the ball inside of their 6'8" guy, Dr. Tedosky? We shall see if they can solve that zone by punching the ball into the gaps.
Both teams hoping to punch their ticket to the state championship on Saturday. Now we'll send it out to State Farm Center where Dave Bernhardt and Cameron Smith will take you through all the action.
Well, thank you very much, Darius. And boy, have we had a day here so far at the State Farm Center. Dave Bernhardt, Cameron Smith, and Cameron, we enjoyed watching that previous game.
Yeah.
There were about 30 guys that really weren't on the floor. They were in the tunnels that loved watching that game.
Yeah, no doubt. They were rubbing their hands together like we can't wait for our opportunity to be on this floor to really put on for our various communities and, of course, our fans with our respective schools. So we're going to see a great ball game in game number 2 for the 2A state semis. But these are two teams that know how to win ball games, each with 30 wins on the season. So we're going to see some great execution offensively and defensively.
Let's take a look at one of the seniors for Benton. That's Isaac Billington.
Yeah, he has great size at 6'1" and does a lot of things well. Obviously can dribble, pass, and shoot. That's why he's one of the key players for Benton. But also he's a guy that understands that when it comes to making plays for himself and others, he is that guy. And so you're looking at Billington with his numbers and shooting 47% is solid. Ryan Tucker is a guy that knows how to score the basketball. I believe he was born to score the basketball, shooting 54% from the field, averaging 23 points, and shooting over 40% from 3. He is that first face that you will see on that 1-2-2 zone for Byron.
Well, those folks were waiting for this one to get started as well. Byron, Benton, it all comes your way next here, our second Class 2A semifinal.
The IHSA Basketball State Finals are brought to you in part by OSF Healthcare. With hospitals, outpatient clinics, urgent care facilities, and virtual care on demand, OSF Healthcare has many care options for you.
Would you look at that? I'm in the classroom again. But this time, I can apply these skills to make some money. Lots of money.
Nikki's donation has made a huge impact on a lot of people. This one right here, sitting next to me especially. When Gift of Hope came to me and asked me for the donation, it made me feel very confident knowing that I can give my baby's heart.
The Tigers and the Rangers meeting in half court, and the handshake, the sportsmanship handshake is tradition here, the IHSA State Finals. With Cameron Smith, I'm Dave Bernhardt. The IHSA Boys Basketball State Finals are presented by OSF Healthcare, and it matches a couple of teams with 61 wins and only 5 losses. But before we tip off here at State Farm Center, let's toss it over to our public address announcer. That is Tim Sinclair.
Welcome to the 2024 IHSA Boys Basketball State Finals presented by OSF Healthcare. Our introductions are presented by OSF, the official healthcare sponsor of the IHSA. Now let's meet the reserves first for the Benton Rangers. Number 2, Clay Gage. Number 4, Kyle Thomas. Number 5, Nolan Schaefer. Number 11, Trayson Severin. Number 15, Jacob Van Horn. Number 21, Timothy Hamilton. Number 25, Ethan McCommons. Number 31, Andrew Burkmeyer. Number 33, Dane Kruger. Number 42, Lane Crosland. And number 45, Caleb Dawson. Now the reserves for the Byron Tigers. Number 5, Kai Aiken. Number 12, Bryson Roush. Number 15, Matthew Perkins. Number 20, Riley Kessler. Number 21, Hunter Haas. Number 22, Davis Baker. Number 24, Malik Morton. And number 33, Caden Considine. Now the starting lineup for the Benton Rangers. A 6'1" senior guard, number 10, Isaac Billington. A 6-foot junior forward, number 12, Grant Owens. A 6'1" senior guard, number 14, Luke Melvin. A 6'3" senior guard, number 22, Evan Munoz. And a 6'8" junior forward, number 41, Docker Tedeschi. The Benton Rangers are led by head coach Ron Weinmiller. Now, the starting lineup for the Byron Tigers. A 6'3" senior guard, number 3, Carson Boozer. A 6'3" senior guard, number 10, Ryan Tucker. A 6'1" sophomore guard, number 11, Kason Newton. A 6'3" senior forward, number 13, Jack Ively. And a 6'4" senior forward, number 23, Braylon Kilduff. The Byron Tigers are led by head coach Matt Hewells.
Those were today's starting lineups presented by OSF Healthcare. OSF Healthcare has many care options for you. Visit osfhealthcare.org. Let's bring in the third member of our announcing team, Casey Standahar. Casey.
Dave, this is a Byron team that's used to success in football and baseball, but a run in the state finals for basketball is uncharted territory for the Tigers. This team is led by Ryan Tucker, their guard, who's averaging 23 points per game. Byron head coach Matt Hewells said Ryan is solely focused on cutting down nets and bringing home plaques. Now the Benton Rangers are back in the state tournament for the first time since the 91-92 season. In fact, this is head coach Ron Weinmiller's best year, but he didn't think he'd be playing in the state semifinals just yet. Both teams just hungry to make history.
All right, very good, Casey. We are underway. Benton with it. First 31-3 for the Rangers. 3 losses coming in a span of just 9 days during the season. Backdoor cut, kick out, 3 on the way from Evan Munoz. That ball will be tracked down by Billington.
Great save from Billington right there to continue the possession for the Rangers.
But a 15-footer, sweet-looking shot from Billington.
Oh, that is pure Isaac Billington. You're making me look like a very smart man by going with you for my player for success for this Rangers team. Look, he has everything that you need from that guard position. Very smooth game, and that is a huge start for him to knock down a fading baseline jumper.
Rejection from Tedeschi. Benton looking to attack quickly.
Good job of Byron getting back defensive transition. Got to make sure they have high hands on every catch from Benton.
Tedeschi misfires on that one, the 6'8" junior. His head coach is Ron Weinmiller. Weinmiller in his 15th season with 293 wins. Started his coaching career at Ziegler Royalton. So Forreston for a couple of years and coming to Benton for the last 15. That 3 will rim out. for Cason Newton.
Davis early on in this ball game, but I'm understanding even more why Benton has won 17 straight games. Their last loss came back on January 5th. And I'm saying that I'm seeing why, because defensively they hold you to one and done. Offensively, they're going to run their sets, and they're not rushed. You're seeing all 5 guys knowing their spots and really reacting off of their teammates. Whether it's a dribble drive, they're making sure they're relocating to find another space on that floor.
Billington will take it all the way. He has the first 2 baskets for Benton, our first 2 buckets of the game, averaging 14.3 points per game. 3 double-figure scores for Benton, led by Tedeschi's 15.5 a game.
I don't know what the favorite song is for Isaac Billington, but he's playing it in his head right now because he's just cruising in this first quarter so much.
Tedeschi just got ball, but he also got body. Head coach for Byron is Matt Hewells. He's in his 5th year as the head coach for the Byron Tigers. Prior to that, girls head coach at Rockford Guilford, an overall career total of 130 and 117.
I'm loving the tie choices that we've seen from the coaches so far. We saw in the Williamsville game against Phillips, we saw Nick Beard rocking the purple tie with the royalty there, and of course Coach Hewells with the orange tie to represent Byron. So incorporating the school colors is always nice. So you got to make it work. So a little swag from Coach Hewells there with the tie choice.
1 of 2 for Tucker. First point of the game, first point for the Tigers. High arcing 3, dead center, Luke Melvin.
I believe that touched the top of State Farm Center. That shot was so high.
66 threes on the season for Melvin. He's the 3rd player in double figures with 12.5 a game for the Rangers. Tough inside shot, but a whistle.
What we're seeing early from Byron is they're getting right into that paint to draw fouls on the taller Rangers.
Luke Melvin got his 1,000th point in the last regular season game. He gets 3 more right here.
Look at that high arcing 3, knocks it down very smoothly and doesn't mind that defenders are right there in front of his face. He's locked into his target. That just comes from repetition.
Jack Hively at the free throw line, the senior in the super sectional win over Latin. 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists.
Wow, that's a full game right there. Talk about leaving it all out there on the court. Those sets right there let you know he left it all out there on the court.
Near turnover. Benton will have it. Tedeschi backs his way in, and then a little finger roll for the score.
Beautiful footwork from Ryan Tedeschi there. Got the contact. Didn't move his feet too quickly to get a foul travel call on him and finish that shot.
Loose ball battle won by Benton and Grant Owens. Byron's turned it over a couple of times here in this one. They've missed all 3 of their shots from the field. Byron 3 of 4 from the line. That's where their 3 come from. They're down 6. Tedeschi, he'll shoot it.
Hero.
Dr. Tedeschi, 69th 3 of the year.
15.5 points per game for Tedeschi. 6'8", smooth touch. You saw the footwork inside the paint with his previous basket before the 3. And now he's showing you that he can stretch his game out to the arc.
First team All-Stater. That's a tough shot. Tedeschi kind of got in the way and altered things. Here comes Benton. They're looking to go double-digit lead here early. Skip corner, rising 3. Nope. A rebound will come off to Hively. The other All-Stater in the game is Ryan Tucker, first team selection, both named to the Illinois Media All-State team. Long 3, oh my goodness. Ryan Tucker.
You need your stars to step up, and Ryan Tucker is that. Massive 3-pointer right now for the Tigers.
23 plus points per game. That was his 85th 3 of the season.
I don't care what level it's at or where you're playing. 23 points per game is impressive.
Do that over the course of 32 games. Tedeschi, he averages 16. He's got 7 already.
Well, no question, he's a first-team All-Stater, and that's a first-team All-Stater move there. Catching it over the top, hop step into the lane, and finishing at the rim.
Some folks believe Tedeschi is the best player in Southern Illinois.
Maybe it's the number 41, maybe it's the hair, but I'm getting a little Dirk Nowitzki vibes from Tedeschi right now, Dave. I don't know about you, but I'm thinking I'm leaning into the number 141 jersey in the hair from Tedeschi, but his game is smooth.
Yeah, because it's taken his team to a 14-6 lead. Under 3 is to play in the first quarter of our second semifinal. The winner to play Phillips for the state championship. The keys to the game are brought to you by Southern Illinois University Carbondale. Imagine the possibilities.
Well, speaking of Southern Illinois, you see that Saluki maroon right there for the Benton team? I'm loving that from the Rangers. And speaking of Southern Illinois, look, this team needs to defend to win if they want to win this ballgame. And they've done that so far. Only 6 points that they've given up in this opening quarter. But also, they need to push off of those live ball turnovers to score in transition. And Benton is in full control of this game so far. But also for the Byron Tigers, they have to control tempo themselves. And you do that with that 1-2-2 full court zone pressure. And it's more so to slow teams down and not get beat in transition. And the final key for Byron, you got to make sure that you never settle. Don't settle for lazy shots or first pass shots. You want to make sure that you work your offense and work your defense to the point where you're forcing Benton into a full ball game.
But out of the timeout on the inbounds, the turnover. You know, you mentioned the color of the jerseys for Benton, that maroon. Well, there's a tie there with Southern Illinois University because Rich Herron, he was the Benton head coach from 1960 to 1985, picked up over 500 wins there. And from there, he went and became the head coach at SIU Carbondale, where he took his team to 3 NCAA tournaments.
How about this? My former head coach, Chris Laurie, played for Coach Herron during his time as a Saluki guard. And Chris Laurie, one of the best Saluki guards in program history. And we all know the greatest Saluki guard and player in Saluki history is Walt Clyde Frazier.
I thought you were going to say you.
Oh, you know what, Dave?
I'm sorry.
I humbly had to excuse myself from that conversation because when you got guys like Darren Brooks and Jamal Tatum and Chris Laurie and just so many players that I put on that Saluki jersey that have done so many great things, I'm like, I'll let those guys get some shine because clearly, you know, what's understood doesn't need to be said.
Okay. Gotcha.
These are all jokes for everybody out there. But no, some phenomenal guards in the history of Southern Illinois University. I'm a proud member of that illustrious program.
Ising Billington with that bucket after the sweet left-handed shot from Carlos Boozer for Byron the last trip down for the Tigers.
Only down 8 for Byron, and I was watching them during warm-ups, Dave. They had their warm-up tops on, and it said Tigers versus everybody. So that lets you know the mentality that they're coming into the game with. Doesn't matter where they are, who they're playing against. They believe in themselves, and they're ready for a battle.
Benton will look to build on this 8-point lead. Rangers 7 of 11 from the floor. The other side, Benton just 2 of 10.
You can see why the Rangers are 7 of 11. Look at their offense and how spaced they are, where they're moving that basketball. It's just a fluid motion in different sets that they're throwing at defenses. That's a tough pass from Tedeschi.
Yeah, he was trying to get inside. He was looking for Evan Munoz. First substitution, Kai Aiken for the Tigers from Byron. Byron lost 2 games this year. Rockford Christian, and then 3 days later to Beecher. Beecher came up to Byron. The Bobcats knocked off the Tigers. The steal and score for Hively. Looking for that defensive stop here. Byron, those shooting numbers we gave you just moments ago, happy to be within 6, but now it's going to be within 9. Evan Munoz knocks down the 3. You know, Evan Munoz, head coach Ron Weinmiller said in the summer that Munoz could be the reason Benton would be great. And he has. He's taken him from good to special. Caden Considine into the game. Remember his name from football. Physical presence inside. He gets the bucket.
It's an interesting call right there from the official awarding Byron the possession. I believe that the Tigers knocked the ball out of bounds. The official saw it another way.
Final 8 seconds for the Tigers to try to cut into this 7-point difference. Reverse spin score. Ryan Tucker at the buzzer.
That's how you average 23 points per game, when you find creative ways to score the basketball like Ryan Tucker just showed the entire state. Using the rim as a shield off the left foot. Sweet English. We got a ball game.
Welcome back. We're starting the second quarter, and Benton All-Stater and legendary head coach Doug Collins is a fan of Benton basketball. He actually spoke to this Benton team over Zoom ahead of a few big games 2 weeks ago. Coach Weinmiller said it was awesome to hear the excitement that he had for the team and that he was following along with their success. Now, Collins told the team about his time at Benton, coaching the Bulls, Pistons, Wizards, and 76ers. But more importantly, he told the Rangers that they have the ability to do great things. He said, being from a small town like Benton doesn't limit you in what you can accomplish. He also texted Weinmiller after their big super sectional win. So, guys, he's pretty invested.
Oh, I guess that's staying close to your roots, right? As you mentioned, everything else, that's global stuff you're talking about, Casey, and yet here he is, he's a Ranger through and through.
What you know about the just sustained excellence of the Rangers basketball program, and Casey mentioned the coaching stops for Doug Collins in the NBA. He coached some guy named Michael Jordan. Have you heard of him before?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I heard he was an okay player, but I wasn't too sure. Maybe I got to type his name into YouTube and see what he could do.
Get back to me on that.
When you think about basketball royalty with Doug Collins and just what he accomplished as a player, as a head coach, and just really his influence on the game on so many different levels, it's amazing. And again, for him to reach back to his high school program and to text and congratulate the Rangers on making it this far, that's awesome stuff.
Turnover. Here comes Considine. You're not going to stop him on the football field. He's not going to be stopped heading to the hole.
Yeah, Dave, I'm not getting in the way of that. If I was a defender, I'm going to do what the defender just did, run underneath and just move out of the way, because I'm not taking the charge on Considine. But that's his second drive to the hoop with that right hand, with the right hand layup. And great passing right there from the Rangers.
Yeah, ends up in Munoz's hands. Answers the Considine score.
You pass that ball diagonally, it is a cheat code against the zone, and that was a perfect example from the Benton Rangers on that play.
Byron has 6 field goals, yet they do not have an assist yet. Hively looking to make the move. Off the glass high. Considine inside. A little step in. A rebound to Tedeschi after the miss from Boozer.
Look at Tedeschi, head up, pushing in transition. Careless right there with the one-hand pass, but I like that from Tedeschi. Allows everybody to run their lanes and knows that he can find you or trying to attack himself off the bounce. But here's Considine again, loose ball. This is not a football field, at least he thinks it is, and he's going right to the rim to lay that up. I love the aggression there, and there's the passing. Diagonal passes create so many opportunities for your team. And speaking of opportunities, here come the Tigers.
Boozer can't get it to spin in. He hangs his head momentarily, and here come the Rangers the other way. And a little misinterpretation there between Melvin and Tedeschi for the third Benton turnover.
Melvin with a little look away and didn't understand that Tedeschi was actually going towards the rim. And if you're Tedeschi, you got to talk to your teammate Melvin and say, hey, I'm 6'8", man. I'm not fading out for 3. I know a lot of people do that in today's game, but give me the ball in the paint. That's where I'm running.
Run this through Boozer. Hively rejected by Tedeschi. He averages 7 blocks a game. But there's the steal from Newton. Ripped out of there after the miss. Luke Melvin a rebound. Couple of opportunities gone away for Byron.
Impacting shots out of this area. Great job from Tedeschi for that block. Two Rangers going 4 out, 1 in. Nice back door there, but another turnover.
And the exchange of turnovers. Coming up on 5 minutes to play.
Ryan Miller's going to call out a set right now to settle things down for the Rangers. They need a good possession here. Just some careless basketball on both sides. Only a 5-point game, so this could swing around depending on who can get some momentum going before the half is done.
Good hands inside. fact, that was Jack Hively got a hand on the ball.
Take a look at the first team All-Staters, 6'8". Dr. Tedeschi says, no, sir, this is my area. Please get that weak stuff out of here.
Billington, 6 first quarter points, has it now. Nearly another turnover. Benton's turned it over 9 times already, yet they lead 21-16. Hively may have gotten a piece of that one.
Wow.
Going up and getting the foul right there on the ball, though, was Ryan Tucker. Or was that Newton? No, it was Kason Newton.
Newton, the 6'1" sophomore, thought he got all ball on this. Take a second look. Again, it's more so with the body than what you're seeing up top with the block. Now, I would agree that the block was clean for everybody watching. But look at everything underneath that. It's the body contact. So why the official called that call.
Kyle Thomas at the line. Byron's missed its last 5 shots, but they're hanging around at 22-16. 5 losses combined with these 2 teams. Backdoor cut, unable to come up with it. That was Tucker just off his fingertips for the 5th Byron turnover.
Hively and Tucker trying to work that back door. Had a couple opportunities, didn't work, but they just elected to just go with it. But Tucker couldn't control and corral the basketball.
Braylon Kilduff will check back in. Starter, 6'4", 215-pound senior defensive lineman, state championship football team. 2 titles in football in the last 3 years. Been in the championship game for the last 5 years. And here they are in the first state championship game ever. First time in a Final Four ever. In fact, this is not yet the state championship game. They looked like to play for that one coming up in a couple of days.
It's great excellence in the athletic program for Byron High School.
Considine pounds the ball. I guaranteed you he was going to challenge Tedeschi.
That was beautiful from Braden Considine. I mean, what he had in the situation against the 6'8" Tedeschi is he froze him just a little bit with the up fake to give himself a chance for that shot.
And injured player on the floor.
It's going to be Melvin. Went down. Looked like a right ankle injury there.
Luke Melvin. They tell him to stay down. We'll take a break, though. 22-18. Benton on top of Byron here in your Class 2A semifinal.
A couple of All-Staters are playing like All-Staters here in the first half. Coming up at halftime, Mark Lindo and I will break down this game and, of course, take a look at the whole day so far on our first day of semifinal action. For the rest of the first half, we'll send it back to State Farm Center with Dave Bernhardt and Cameron Smith.
To get tickets to IHSA.
All right, Darius, you two guys have a lot to talk about here with what we've had so far today, 3.5 games in. So they helped Luke Melvin off the floor, and he is headed to the locker room. Yeah, there he goes. And he is not putting any weight on that right ankle at all. He was driving the lane. He's the one that made the really good pass, but kind of rolled his foot on his own. And, you know, you see at this situation here, this place, you're playing the semifinals, you see guys in agony. It's almost as much mental agony as it is physical, right? I mean, you know you're hurt, and it's kind of like, this is my moment.
Yeah, for sure. And first, from the physical standpoint, I've been in that situation before where you pass the basketball away, and once you give that ball up, especially after attacking, you naturally just relax a little bit. But then when you sprain your ankle, that pain shoots up your entire body. But from the mental aspect, you made a great point, Dave, of being in this moment and wanting to really give your all, but now you're going down due to injury. So hopefully Melvin can fight his way back onto this court. But I'll tell you what, not putting any weight on that ankle, that's a concerning thing for me.
That's a concerning thing for Benton fans. Melvin averaging 12.5 points per game. One of the primary ball handlers. Kyle Thomas stays in the ball game. Here's Evan Munoz. He'll get it off Now inside to Tedeschi, rises and scores. Soft touch, high above his head. That's tough to stop when you're 6'8", and you have that release point.
Yeah, no doubt, partner. And this is a guy in Tedeschi that can score at all three levels. We saw him knock down a three. We saw him inside of the lane with some post moves. And then he shows another nice touch just inside the free throw line. But now he gets called for a foul there, giving up the and one.
Carson Boozer went right after the big guy.
No fear in Boozer on this drive. I love the action right here from the Tigers. Another backdoor again, and sees that Tedeschi's coming over. So what he did, instead of trying to lay that basketball up with his left hand, because I believe that that opens his body up a little more, he just goes with the right hand to try and get that layup even up quicker. So you try and beat the shot blocker at the rim with that layup attempt, and Boozer did.
Byron just kind of picking their way back into this one, 24-21, coming up on 2 minutes to play.
Also with Luke Melvin out again, Dave, you made the point of a ball handler being down for Benton. You're going to force the Rangers to try and make plays with somebody not comfortable with that. But speaking of making plays, Munoz, Buell.
Second three of the game for Evan Munoz. Up top it comes to Newton.
Great defense from Billington. Not opening up his hips or his shoulders, forcing that dribbler outside.
Tucker with the miss on a long three. He has not scored this period. 3 shots, nothing down. Here come the Rangers. 90 seconds to play in the first half.
Smart move from Kyle Thomas to bring that basketball back out so the Rangers can run a set.
Munoz baseline. A foul underneath.
We've seen Benton attack you from different areas of the floor off the dribble. We've seen them attack the middle off the baseline, but one thing that I've noticed about them with their rim attacks off the bounce is that they're always on balance. They're never leaning over forward too much to where when they're trying to make a move, you see them out of control. You see their head up, their shoulders up, and they're attacking with a purpose.
Benton, you talk about balance, about 12 points in the paint, 12 points on threes out of their 27.
Cross action, going to go 4 out, 1 in, space the floor. We have time if you're Coach Weinmiller. That's what you're telling your guys. So just run our offense until we get the shot that we want.
Nolan Schaefer has entered the Benton lineup. Billington, he got off to a hot start. Floating it off the board. Hively rips down the rebound after the miss from Thomas. It's only the second foul of this quarter for Benton.
Thomas, not only do you miss that bunny with the layup there, but you compound it with the foul. As you mentioned, Dave, only the second team foul for the Rangers, so they're still in good position with 33 seconds left to play in this first half.
Boozer spins. He got to the rim. 27-23, final 15 seconds of the first half. Byron will put out some three-quarter court pressure. Thomas. Munoz. Clock's down to 3. Billington rises. Buries it.
Isaac Billington. Are you serious? Again, I don't know what his favorite song is, but he's been playing it this entire first half. We saw with the opening points of the ball game, baseline fadeaway, and it was almost like deja vu with that three-point attempt. He steps right into this three. Hands are late. The closeout is late, and he knew his spot. Nice elevation. Cash money.
Fifth three of this game out of 9 attempts for Benton. Let's go to Casey.
Coach, Billington with the 3 there. Tedeschi can also make shots from anywhere. How much confidence does their versatility give your group?
Oh, a lot. You know, they're both hard matchups, and they're guys that teams have a hard time matching up with because they're pretty good off the bounce, pretty good in the post. So glad to see them make some shots here early in the game.
With Luke Melvin's status unknown right now with that ankle injury, how do you adjust in the second half?
Well, we got faith in Kyle and Nolan, you know, just like we did when Doctor was in foul trouble Monday night. So we've battled this before, and we just we got faith in those guys off the bench, and they just got to rise up for us here in the last 16 minutes.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
I appreciate it, Casey. Second quarter that belonged to Benton by an 11-9 margin, took a 5-point lead, has extended it to 7. Your halftime score: Benton 30, Byron 23. And after the break, Darius Joshua, Mark Lindo will break down the first half from the studio. The IHSA Boys Basketball State Finals are presented by OSF Healthcare. Couple of big performers for Benton. The hard work plays. Brought to you by the Mid-America Carpenters Regional Council. Strong alone, unstoppable together.
Yeah, and it started with Isaac Billington knocking down that baseline shot. He was in a groove all throughout the first half, and you saw him scoring at all 3 levels. This 3 right here finished the first half, and he's letting his fans know on the Rangers side that, hey, we're in good hands. And then his partner, Dr. Tedeschi. You're seeing all 3 levels being scored from a guy 6'8", first-team All-Stater for the Rangers. That young man has a lot of game. And, Dave, again, I told you, I don't know if it's the hair or him rocking number 41 with the jersey, but he's giving me Dirk Nowitzki vibes as we get a shot of Luke Melvin, who's on the sidelines. We saw him suffer that right ankle injury, so still concerning to see if he can come back in this ball game. But when I looked at him, he had the shoe off, big bag of ice, all bad signs.
For Byron, you heard Coach, or you'll hear Coach Matt Hewells talk about turnovers. His team is forced to turnovers, but they have not converted them into points.
Exactly. When you force 9 turnovers in that first half, you feel pretty good about yourself, but then you look and see how many points did we get off those turnovers, and you're like, okay, we only got 6. We got to do a better job of converting those points off of turnovers. But still, it lets you know as a head coach that you can force the Rangers into situations where they're uncomfortable.
One thing that Benton has done well, they've got 4 players with a couple of assists. Byron, remarkably, in the first half, only has 1 assist. The Tigers trail by 7, and they'll have the ball as we start the third quarter. We already know one of the teams in the state championship in Class 2A. That'll be Phillips. 60-56 winners over Williamsville earlier on. After this 3. Jack Hively will get the putback.
Great job of Hively staying with that possession. Now it's a 5-point game. Tigers trying to find, again, another turnover from the Rangers. They were a little reckless in that first half, turning the ball over with 9.
After the miss from Tedeschi. Pretty big possession here early in the first 30 seconds for Byron to get themselves back into this game, tighten it up even more.
One of those keys for Byron that I had for him was never settle. They can't settle, and we saw them getting ready to shoot a quick shot just off a transition, and you try and get a better look, but you got to try and finish those if you're the Tigers and Carson Boozer.
10th turnover. Do they capitalize? Not yet. And a block from behind, but some bodies in there as well. Ron Weinmiller went into a flat-out sprint down the sideline. Let's go to Casey, caught up with Matt Hewells.
16 points in the paint,
Byron,
but still 9 of 27 from the field. What was your message at half to trim this lead?
I think, we should have way more than 16 points in the paint. We're getting turnovers. We've turned them over a lot. We just got to finish in the paint. And then they're shooting 50%. So we got to do a better job closing out on the 3, guard the ball screen better, continue to get stops, continue to attack the basket.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep, thank you.
All right, thanks, Casey. And this is Carson Boozer shooting 3 throws involved in that last play. Boozer, 7 points in the first half. And missed them both. So again, unable to capitalize on a turnover. Nearly another pick.
They're really turning up that pressure on the ball handlers for the Rangers.
Pass inside, it rolls out of there. Kyle Thomas getting extended minutes with the absence of Luke Melvin. Hively inside.
You know what, even though Byron Dave has been unsuccessful when creating points off of those turnovers, I still want to see them aggressive, and I'm sure that's the message that they're getting from their coaching staff and Coach Hewells. Hey guys, it's going to turn at some point, but do not let these missed shots and opportunities mess with your confidence. You have to keep attacking, going after, just like that from Ryan Tucker. Beautiful spin and lefty leg.
Tucker with 7 first-half points. And that would be on a pace below his season average of 23.2 a game. Byron has come out here and cut this to a 3-point game, 30-27. About 2 minutes into the third quarter.
At one point, the Benton Rangers were going to pull away, but Byron grabbed the back of that Rangers shirt and said, hold on, fellas. No, we're going to pull you back closer to us. We're going to make this thing a ball game.
These are two teams that don't know what it's like to lose. Only 5 combined losses. Tough shot in the block up top by Boozer. And ahead, does Hively catch up? He does. It's a 1-point game.
New ball game inside of State Farm Center. You can feel it in the arena. You can see the Tiger fans really getting the momentum. Their spirits are high. And now it's going to force Coach Ron Weinmiller to really draw something up in this offensive possession. He is not happy with the officiating crew because he felt another foul call was not made on Tedeschi there.
Boy, great recognition after the steal from Boozer to see Hively streaking down the floor. And all of a sudden that 7-point advantage Benton had has been closed up immediately. 10 turnovers make that 11 now for Benton. Let's check in once again with Casey.
Guys, Benton guard Luke Melvin unable to even put pressure on that right ankle. He spent most of halftime in the locker room with trainers. They taped him up, but trainers told me it does look like a sprain. It's extremely swollen, as you can see. Melvin is unlikely to return.
Yeah, that's a bad feeling for a young man. Cameron, now, unfortunately, I mean, people get hurt every game, right? But you have that extra pain from our perspective when you see players get hurt here in the state final.
Because when you win a super sectional and you're thinking about it, you're dreaming about those nights leading up to this game of what it's going to be like to be on the floor and you're out there with your brothers. They're not just teammates, they're your brothers. And you suffer an ankle injury that will force you out for the remainder of the game. It's just a tough reality right now for Luke Melvin. But I'll tell you this, the Rangers understand those emotions, and so I'm sure they're going to try and pick up their play for their brother that's on the sideline right now. So a ball handler down 13 points per game out of your rotation. You're going to have to look at Dr. Tedeschi and also Isaac Billington to really step up, and also Munoz as well for the Rangers. Everyone's going to have to elevate their play.
3 turnovers for Benton. They'll go along with 3 missed shots for the Rangers. And that's how you come out of a timeout right there. The bounce pass from Munoz to Grant Owens.
Ron Weinmiller, 15 years head coach for the Rangers. And you know what? Against pressure, we know how to break pressure. And they showed just that. And that's the carefulness that they had with the basketball in that possession, not the carelessness that we saw throughout these quarters for the Rangers. Can't continue to turn the basketball over and expect themselves to hold this lead. Here it again against the zone. You want to pass opposite. Great job. Munoz knew that he had a teammate there the entire time and making sure that Owens, hands ready, was able to finish. Quick bounce pass. Make it easy for your teammate so he can finish that layup.
Boozer gets the first of 2 after having missed a couple of moments ago. Byron fans unable to will that free throw down by Boozer. Pressure has bothered Benton here. Tedeschi leaves it for Thomas. That's excellent work right there from Boozer.
Yeah. Keeping his hands active, trying to see where that second pass, that next pass is coming. It's the anticipation that Boozer had to get that deflection.
And there's a bump by Hively at the top.
That was interesting there on that setup, Dave. You would assume, and you know, traditional basketball minds would think, okay, well, if we want to go 2-man game, we'd have our big set the ball screen for our guard. But Coach Weinmiller is like, you know what? No, we're going to flip that around because we know the skill set of Dr. Tedeschi. So we're going to set Isaac Billington as the screener off the screen for Tedeschi, and there he is attacking the lane.
That's Hively with the block. Bucket to tie, a 3 for the lead. There's a battle inside. Braylon Kilduff for Byron. We've seen teams struggle from three-point range here in our 2A semifinals. Byron having a tough go of it, 1 of 8 from three-point range.
Basketball one-on-one. Shots not falling. You got to attack that rim. Try and get something into the paint.
That three comes up short from Tedeschi. Long three. Billington missed everything.
That's one of those shots that Isaac Billington wants back. Didn't get a clean catch, and in fact, it's so difficult to try and pick the ball up after you fumble it and then raise up and shoot from three. I know shooting threes at the top of the key is one of the easiest areas to shoot a three from, but still, you don't want to rush yourself, especially with how tight this ball game is. You're only holding a 2-point lead. Great pass.
Newton kicks it to Hively. Rebound Newton. Here's Tucker. Great passing here for Byron. Still doesn't result in the score. Hively stays with it. And again, Hively. No. Oh, my goodness.
I know the Tigers are saying, please, someone take the lid off of the rim. We are working everything to get this shot to go. It's just not happening for them.
4 missed shots in that sequence. We remain in a 2-point difference. Tedeschi along with Case and Newton tighten up a little bit. We'll head to break. Oh, kind of a weird start to this third quarter. 3:13 to play in a third. Benton 32-30 over Byron. Nothing better than taking a long bus ride in March. And you can see where we're coming from Benton, ending up here at the State Farm Center, the campus of the University of Illinois. And if you want to pretty much go to the opposite end of the state, you can go to Byron High School just outside Rockford, and that's a long bus ride. I should have mapped that out to see who had the longer ride, but in any case, that ride doesn't get much better than that when you land right here at State Farm Center.
Well, all I'm thinking about as a former player is just all the sleep that I would get on that bus ride.
Would you?
Yo, no doubt, Dave. Maybe you're not going to sleep early on because you're probably having a pet rally type of send-off from your students in the high school, but you reach a certain point where you get some quality sleep on some of those rides.
Talk about a disjointed quarter so far. These teams have combined to make just 4 out of 19 shots and missed 6 threes combined. Tedeschi, soft touch.
That is not easy. 6'8", moving left, off the shot fake, and then pulling up after 2 dribbles. That lets you know that he works on his game. That was smooth from the 6'8" guy.
11.6 rebounds for the 6'8" junior All-Stater.
First teamer, showing everybody why he's first team.
Considine will lose the handle on the ball. He had an impact in the first half off the bench.
We talked about Luke Melvin being out, Dave, with that ankle injury. We're seeing ball handling responsibilities shift over to Dr. Tedeschi. He's done a lot more ball handling in this third quarter.
Boozer gets the board. Tough shot. Carson Boozer will get it, and a quick timeout is called by Byron.
It's a nice long step from Carson Boozer on that play. Got right to his spot, contact, and kissing it off the glass. Here it is again. Little hesitation going left. Off the right leg, going left. And this is a move that he's made time and time again because you see how smooth he is with that move. Saw his angle off that backboard, kissed it right off the right spot, and he has 2 more in the books for himself.
Benton had 19 points in the first quarter. Since then, just 15. And 4 of those in this period.
Yeah.
And yet they lead by a couple.
Again, it's the tightness of this game where you want to make sure that you try and execute to the highest ability because we've seen Byron struggle trying to finish plays, but that won't continue on for too long. I mean, you don't expect that from a team that's won 30 games on the season so far. At some point, those misses turn into makes.
Byron started this season winning its first 20 games for 2 losses in the span of 5 days. There's a foul.
Tough foul for Newton there on that one.
You know who's been quiet today has been Ryan Tucker.
Yes.
7 points first half, a bucket in the third quarter, but that's it.
Saw him make that very nice reverse layup on the baseline in the first half, but it's a credit to the Rangers defense and recognizing where number 10 and White is. Making basketball life very difficult for him inside the State Farm Center.
Billington and Tedeschi, the two Rangers in double figures. And they each have 11 points after that made free throw.
Speaking of those struggles for a guy like Tucker, you want to see a set run for him on this possession here.
Yeah, an offensive foul. Considine pushed off that left arm.
Tucker talking to Considine saying, hey, you can't make that move, especially with the baseline official right there. But again, that's why I say a set needed to be run for Tucker on that possession. And this is clear as day. You're going to try and see Tedeschi just hold his ground there. Considine understood that, hey, I got to try and have some type of body contact to negate the size of Tedeschi. That time he got caught because you can't extend that elbow when you're driving.
Dr. Tedeschi up ahead. Munoz to the corner. To Tedeschi, it's going up. That looks to be Kyle Thomas. They got caught up in there. Well, he will pick up the foul.
Don't mind the three from Tedeschi at the top of the key there. It's within the offense, ball movement. He had a straight on look.
Lead this team with 68 three-pointers coming in. He knocked one down in the first quarter. Boozer, they may have gotten a hand on that. Somehow Byron ends up with it. Boozer goes up and scores.
Never settle for the Tigers. And you got to appreciate Considine with the effort on that play to keep that possession alive. Look at him get on the floor. Shot is blocked. Look at Considine. He's not giving up. He's a football player. We don't say die as football players. We keep going. And he found his teammate Boozer to get the and one.
Boozer, the first player in double figures for Byron with 12. He comes in averaging only 4.5 points per game. So he's picking up the slack. Ryan Tucker below his average.
Considine knows a thing or two about fumbles. You know, you see that ball loose, you got to hop down on it. Come on.
Running back, but that's the linebacker in him right there, right? He doesn't fumble the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
He covers it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, that one's short. Good inside position by Hively. Byron. Hively, and Dr. Tedeschi gets it out of there.
Yeah, anytime you expose that basketball against a 6'8" guy and Dr. Tedeschi, he's going to do what he just did there and block another shot in this game. Young man has great timing there. You show that basketball and expose it that much, it's going to be blocked.
Tucker the miss on that three. And Ron Weinmiller, the Benton head coach, says one. It has not been the best of quarters for his team, but he wants to guarantee taking a lead into the fourth. Benton has only scored 6 points. Byron 12 here in this quarter. Down to the final 10 seconds. Isaac Billington with it. Billington knocked out of his hands. Considine gets it off and hits the rim. Oh, my. We have had 3 great games leading into this game. We've got a 1-point game going into the fourth. What a day here in Champaign, and we're not done yet. Start of the fourth quarter, right in the middle of your screen. That is Carson Boozer wearing number 3, and He has been so active tonight. Track qualifier, and he's looked like it here on this floor.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Dave. Leads the team in assists, but this is a guy that has so much energy, and you see the strength there off the right leg and kissing off the glass, and the benefits from the hustle from his teammate Considine for that and one there. So 12 points on 5 of 8 shooting from Carson Boozer. This young man understands what the moment is.
Benton basketball to start the fourth. Phillips has already reserved its spot in the Class 2A championship game. That would be at 1 o'clock on Saturday. He'll face the winner of this one. Tedeschi with the miss. Byron looking for the lead.
Tucker just moving over to the basketball. I don't think that was in the play. Ryan Tucker's like, you know what? No, Coach. I'm sorry, Coach Yules. I need this ball right now. I've been too quiet in this ball game.
He's going to attack, and that's the first Byron lead of the night. And it comes 45 seconds into the fourth quarter.
That's what you want to see from your stars. I know I've struggled, but I still want that basketball. I know I can get to my spot and score, and that is Ryan Tucker.
Reaches double figures with that basket. Oh, interior passing. It turned into a turnover. Or was a touch last by Byron. Let's go back and take a look at Ryan Tucker.
Yeah, because, ladies and gentlemen, this wasn't in the playbook. Ryan Tucker just went over and just grabbed the basketball because he says, you know what? I'm throwing that play out of the arena. I need to go score right now to help my team take this lead.
Benton scored 19 points in the first quarter. In the next 2+ quarters, they have scored 17. Turned the ball over 12 times. And Ron Weinmiller says, let's take a timeout. This just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, smart move from Coach Weinmiller. And honestly, I would like to see something with Isaac Billington and Dr. Tedeschi. A little two-man game. High ball screen. See if Billington can work off of that screen instead of Tedeschi working off that screen, and see if he can get downhill and have either Tedeschi pop for 3 or maybe even dive, since they've been struggling shooting the basketball from the arc in the second half in the Rangers.
Here's what it's looked like so far today. The come from behind win from Meridian. That was a great ball game, back and forth. Double overtime. West Central comes from behind, 8 points back in this fourth quarter. They win it in double overtime. Phillips outlasted Williamsville. That was a 1-point game late, and we have a 1-point game right here. Those are your semifinals. Coming up tonight are third-place games. You can catch those on the NFHS network. Those games will be streamed live here from the State Farm Center. And an excellent play out of the inbounds. Evan Munoz reaches double figures.
Yeah, just the tip pass from Tedeschi over to his teammate. Great recognition, and it helps being 6'8". You can see right over the defense as Tucker couldn't get that layup to go.
Loose ball race won by Billington. 38-37. Benton the ball and the lead.
See the floor spread for Billington, allowing him options to operate. So they're going to go try and get a little dribble handoff, but great job of the Tigers trapping it.
Tough shot, and it will go for Billington.
How about Billington living on the baseline, Dave, with some of these pull-up jump shots? We saw him start the game with the opening points. Fadeaway baseline jumper going right, and now he makes another tough baseline jump shot. He's so comfortable in those tight areas.
So Benton, after giving up the lead, gets it right back. Boozer, put back, foul. And headed to the free throw line will be Caden Considine, a sophomore.
Considine is so active. I just love his energy. Every team needs a player like Considine. As you know, he is not going to revert to lack of effort. He's not one of those guys.
Well, and his coach, Matt Hewells, said, you know, he's a baseball player, football player. He said, I think he just plays basketball during the season, because he said he is focused on those other sports, which is just fine. There are so many multiple sport athletes in this 2A tournament this year, and he gets a free throw there.
What that tells me about not only captains for your respective team, but if you're a multi-sport athlete, is that you're accountable. you understand what it means to be accountable. So you're going to do everything within your role to help your team win.
Now remember, Benton has been playing without Luke Melvin for part of the second quarter and all of this second half. Melvin, 12.5 point per game average for the Rangers. Tedeschi gets a good look at it.
Oh, gosh, that was a great set from the Rangers. Beautiful. Shift the defense over with the fake dribble drive from Munoz, and you have Tedeschi coming off that pin down screen right around the free throw line area extended. And he was smart enough to understand, I'm not going to shoot a long two. I'm knocking down a three. Great set
brings the Benton fans back in it. Coming up on 4.5 to play and a 5-point lead. 6 straight have been scored by the Rangers. Munoz is denied.
Very nice one-on-one defense there for Newton. Taking on the challenge and defending without fouling.
The inbound comes to Tedeschi, and he is fouled. Byron's first foul of the quarter.
And that's fine if you're Caden Considine. That's fine. I mean, because you want to try and force Tedeschi away from the hoop. Only the first team foul for your group in this quarter.
Considine leaves. He was giving up 8 inches to Dr. Tedeschi. Billington. That goes on the wrong side of the backboard. We go the other way with 4:18 to play.
See Ryan Tucker get this basketball. He's looking from the call from Coach Ewells. They're actually going to take him off the ball and try and get him a free run. Maybe something off that baseline, but expect this basketball to get back into the hands of Ryan Tucker to allow him to create.
Here's Tucker. Wants baseline. Munoz defends. Loose ball. Byron with it. Boozer. Three-pointers hard to come by all night. 1 of 10 combined here in the second half for these teams.
Boozer sees the mismatch. He called 3 down, and that's why he called 3 down. He wanted that 1-4 flat. He told everybody, look, Thomas cannot guard me. I'm taking him off the bounce, and I'm scoring buckets. Amazing stuff from Boozer. You love to see that. 3-point game. Sit tight, everybody. It's going to get spicy after the break.
Well, this has been the point of every game today so far that has turned into an exciting finish. We'll see if this one can match up to it as well. Coming up after the game, Mark Lindo and I will recap the day and, of course, take a quick look at tomorrow's semifinal action as well. For what could be another fantastic finish, we send it back to State Farm Center with Dave Bernhardt and Cameron Smith.
And I knew Darius was going to bring up this 4-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Hey, it's time to take a look at some assists. And the assists of the game are brought to you by Donate Life Illinois. The IHSA teams up with Donate Life Illinois to encourage everyone to say yes to being an organ, tissue, and eye donor.
Ball movement, shot ready. It allows things to be a little easier for yourself when you have those things checked off. And you're seeing this from the Rangers, and this is a tough finish right there once again from Isaac Billington on that baseline. And you're looking at a Rangers team that needs a very good possession. Just not a decent possession. They need to come away with this possession with points on the board.
They'll face some full court pressure.
Allowed them to be successful against this pressure in this zone. Is looking opposite again. This is a point that I will continue hammering for everyone watching this broadcast, especially for young basketball players. You have to look opposite when you're facing against a 1-2-2 zone, a 1-3-1 zone, or even a 2-3. Opposite is always open, especially that bottom man on the weak side of the zone.
A couple of near steals here by the Tigers. Thomas with it. He was looking inside. Billington can't shake free. Munoz fouled by Tucker.
Tucker just got his hands caught in the cookie jar there, but still fine for the Tigers. Only 2 team fouls this quarter for them. So you can still try to be aggressive, but also understand that you want to be overly aggressive enough to where those team fouls build up to where you put Benton to the free throw line and then the bonus.
We're under 3 minutes here in your semifinal. Double team, got out of it. Tedeschi, pass, score. And Owens, the assist, or the bucket. Tedeschi, the assist.
Basketball one-on-one again. Opposite. Look opposite, you will find your teammate. And at 6'8" for Dr. Tedeschi, you can see everything.
Newton a little too strong. Second chance again. 2.5 to play. Boozer looks at that clock. He looks at the scoreboard. His team down by 5.
I'm surprised that Boozer didn't try to attack Thomas. We saw him be successful before when he went 1-4 flat. That time he just casually elected to just go for a dribble handoff. But let's look back at the passing from the Rangers again. They do a great job, everybody, of finding their teammates. And look at everyone's hands. You see Dr. Tedeschi, hands ready. Passing over to Owens, hands ready. And Owens is not just standing in one spot. He's diving to the rim and making himself available, putting himself in the vision of Dr. Tedeschi. And again, when you're 6'8", it's not art to put yourself in the vision of Dr. Tedeschi.
Almost become a must-score trip here for Byron. Clock winding down, 2 minutes left. Tigers trailing by 5. Boozer has it rejected. Number 6 block for Dr. Tedeschi. And it comes at the 150 mark of the game.
Blocking shots without fouling. It's been a great job from Tedeschi.
Couple of blocks the other way, but they're going to whistle the foul with 1:42 left. Cason Newton was up in the air a couple of times. 4th foul on Newton. Kyle Thomas will go to the line.
4 big free throws here from Kyle Thomas to stretch this lead out for Benton. He can't do it right now with that first one.
Thomas, 15 of 29 shooting free throws coming into this game. He's 1 of 3 tonight. 2 big misses. Door open to crack here for the Tigers. Tucker with it.
Oh, beautiful.
Goes right up over Tedeschi, can't finish it. But that move up top, spectacular.
Aiden Considine again keeping possessions alive. Offensive rebound for the Tigers. The team has 16 offensive rebounds in this game. Look at Considine. Just carving out space, finding Tucker again. Is going to be a foul on Tedeschi.
Considine, the bounce inside to Hively. Didn't get the contact he wanted. Instead, it's a travel. He went up, went down, got the ball. Turnover with a $1:18 to play.
It's a big turnover for Coach Huell's team.
They have a foul to give. Matt Huels looks at the clock. It shows a minute. He says, come on out. Chasing Isaac Billington, and finally the whistle. That is the 4th team foul.
Billington doing his best Doug Collins impersonation right there with that ball handling exhibition. That's the person you want to have with the ball in their hands. Making sure that it's someone that's trustworthy. Billington has been that guy all season long for this group. I want your seniors stepping up in this moment.
And that foul is Newton's 5th. So Kai Aiken checks into the game. Another one of the football players, the state championship players for Byron. Aiken all over him. Billington with it. Aiken, a hand on him, stops the clock with 45 left. To send Isaac Billington to the free throw line, an 80% free throw shooter this year.
It's always great, Dave, when you have your point guard that not only is a senior, but one of your best free throw shooters on the team. And Isaac Billington is that. So second behind Dr. Tedeschi when it comes to that percentage, 80%. He's a guy that's so comfortable with that ball in his hands and clearly comfortable at the free throw line, extending this lead for the Rangers.
Timeout called by Benton. They trailed, what, for maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds here in the fourth quarter. When the Rangers regrouped, and now they're stretching it here with 45 seconds left.
It's the discipline from the Rangers that we've seen. It's been the same thing for Byron as well, but especially for the Rangers when, as you mentioned, they lost that lead but grabbed it right back because it's defense, and they've really stepped up that level of play on that end of the floor in this fourth quarter for this team.
Everybody glancing at the scoreboard. Matt Hughes, head coach for Byron, sees 45.3 seconds. Sees the 46-40 deficit. They will look to see Isaac Billington head to the line. Billington's made all 3 of his free throws tonight.
I love the move from Coach Weinmiller now. You see no Ranger player on that stripe. They are back, ready to set their defense. 1, because they have confidence in Isaac Billington that he's going to knock down this free throw. But 2, smartly making sure that we're not going to put ourselves in any foul situation.
Leaves it a little short. On the leaner, and it will go. Boozer with his 16th point. Timeout called. 4-point difference, 38 seconds left.
Yeah, that was best case scenario for the Tigers there. Missed free throw, and you get a quick score from Boozer again. Taking that contact in the air, hanging a little bit, and kissing it off the glass. So you're looking at, what, maybe 5 seconds off of the clock, 6 seconds, and you get something quick, and now you can call a timeout, set your defense, and get yourself ready for what that impact will be.
We are moments away from finding our 4 teams will be playing for the 1A and 2A championships. We know that Meridian will be taking on West Central, the Cougars from West Central. A winner in double overtime. Phillips earlier this afternoon defeated Williamsville by 4, and Benton the leg up on Byron. And of course, those championship games will be coming your way on Saturday. It will begin at 11 o'clock on Saturday morning. Tonight we have third place games in 1A and 2A. You can catch those games streamed on the NFHS network. And then tomorrow, 3A and 4A. We get the day started 3A at 9:30. We'll run it right on through again through 4A.
Gotta love March.
The Munoz who inbound. They want to keep the ball in the hands of Billington. They're 80% free throw shooter. If not, get it to Tedeschi at 83%. But it will be Billington that will head back to the line.
From the Tigers, number 5, Kai Aiken is second.
See if Billington, can convert both free throws in this situation. If you're the Tigers, this is still a lot of ball game left. Despite it being 33 seconds, you're only down 4. So the hope is that either Billington misses both or splits. But you got to get a quick score, no matter what the result is from the second free throw.
Nolan Schaefer taking the Rangers.
You see number 5, Nolan Schaefer in at the line. Isaac Billington. We talk about Dr. Tedeschi, first team All-Stater. Well, Ron Weinmiller says of Billington, he says he's our MVP 2.0. 2 big free throws there for Billington. Byron's only made 1 of 11 threes for the night. They've missed their last 9 threes. They need points in a hurry. Will not get it there. Tucker can't get it. Billington with 20 seconds left. They'll have to foul him again. How about the Rangers? They know who needs to handle the ball in crunch time.
He knows that as well, Dave. He didn't even pass. He's like, no, I'm going to force you to foul me, because you really, at this point, don't have a choice.
How about Billington? He got this game started in a positive way for Benton. Scored 6 first quarter points, and now he's trying to close things out here in the fourth quarter.
He has been so smooth throughout these 4 quarters.
17-point right there.
17 points, 5 of 10 from the field, 5 of 6 at the free throw line, a couple of assists, a couple of rebounds, but it's more so the ball handling and being secure with that ball that has helped Benton have this 8-point lead.
Timeout taken with 20 seconds left. And there is a happy, sad guy, right?
Yeah.
Luke Melvin. Happy because he's looking at the scoreboard. His team is 20 seconds away from playing for a state championship. sad because an injured ankle the second quarter has not even kept him on the bench, kept him behind the bench.
Yeah. But if I'm Melvin, I'm trying to talk to the trainer, say, hey, when can I start icing and rehabbing this ankle? Because we're in a position to be playing for a state championship on Saturday. So I need round-the-clock treatment on this ankle so I can make sure that I'm on that court.
So he does get a break with that day off.
Yeah.
Assuming Rangers hold on here in the final 20 seconds. And if they don't, we will have an ending for the H's.
Well, again, it is March, and we've seen weird things happen in March when it comes to basketball games.
Benton, 17 straight wins. They started the season with 13 straight, then picked up 3 losses in the span of 9 days. Losing 3 of 4 in that stretch, but on a 17-game roll right now. Here's Byron. They have to fly down the floor. They have to get a big 3 right here. No can do. Have to get it up again in a hurry. Tucker will force. He can't get it. Tedeschi, the big rebound. He'll just hold. And for the first time in school history, the Benton Rangers will play for a state basketball title when they take on Phillips on Saturday.
What a ball game from the Rangers as well as the Tigers. But you're looking at a team in Benton that throughout 4 quarters never rattled, even when they lost the lead for maybe 15 seconds, got right back in charge and in front, and are taking home another W for themselves. 32 wins on the season so far for the Rangers.
Dr. Tedeschi, 14 points, 10 rebounds. It's now time for the Menards play of the game. Save big money on all your home improvement needs with Menards. A double-double for Dr. Tedeschi. 14 and 10, made a couple of threes, 4 assists, and 6 blocks. Big-time numbers.
Dr. Tedeschi almost messed around and got a triple-double. At least he was flirting with it with those 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 blocks. But you're seeing what he was able to do offensively, a score at all 3 levels. And this is why he's a first-team All-Stater, because he is a mismatch problem for anybody on that court. And you're going to look at him trying to push his team, will his team, to a state championship on Saturday in Class 2A.
He's with Casey right now.
Dave, thanks, Docker. 14 points, 9 rebounds, 6 blocks. You led in every category. How did you stay ready for any opportunity?
My teammates, I give credit to my teammates all the time for getting me open, and I try and do the same for them. And we ended up getting the win tonight because we moved the ball and played defense. So,
a lot of talented athletes have come through Benton High School, but you've never competed in a state final, a state title game. Why is this group the one to do it?
I think we just have a lot of grit, and we played together since we were in 3rd grade, and you can just see it on the court with our ball movement, and we just have a real passion for the game.
We'll see you Saturday. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Dave?
All right, thanks, Casey. That's a happy young man right there. How about Benton playing for the first state championship in school history?
We talk about these kids seizing the moment and not being afraid of the moment, and this is something where you can etch your name into history. It's already there, playing for the school's first state championship, but now you can really immortalize yourself in school and community history if you can bring back that 2A state championship.
2A semifinals now in the books. Phillips knocking off Williamsville 60-56, and here in your second semifinal, 50-42 Rangers from Benton over Byron. We'll take a break. When we come back, it'll be from our studios, Darius Joshua and Mark Lindo.
Welcome back to the IHSA TV Network in our Chicago studios. Darius Joshua, the coach Mark Lindo here with you. Benton getting the victory 50-42 in our second 2A semifinal. It looked like it was going to be another rally there, but the Benton squad holds on.
I think Byron honestly outworked Benton in the 3rd quarter. They took a lead in the very beginning of the 4th quarter, but then Benton had enough resolve to come right back and take control of the basketball game. Isaac Billington with 18 points. He finished things 7 of 8 at the free throw line to finish things down the stretch. I thought he was a key. And, of course, Dr. Tedeschi, 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 blocks. What a force he was on the inside, but also showing the ability to step out on the outside and do some things as well.
As Cam said, almost messed around and got a triple-double with blocks. That would have been pretty impressive for sure for him. But that lead that you mentioned that Byron took, it was only less than a minute, and still Benton does not panic. They pull away and get the victory here. So that is the conclusion of our first day of semifinal action, but there is still more basketball to come in America's original March Madness. 4 more games of semifinal action coming up on Friday, starting with Class 3A and, of course, in Class 4A as well. Mount Zion and Mount Carmel will be our first game starting at 9:30 a.m. on Friday from State Farm Center. So the championship matchups in Class 1A and 2A are set. It will be an exciting day on Saturday when these teams step to the court and actually play in those contests. It will be West Central and Meridian at 11 a.m. and then, of course, Phillips and Benton at 1 p.m. in Class 2A. Thanks for watching, folks. Your regularly scheduled programming is coming up.